A Russian column trying to enter under the cover of fog on the southern outskirts of Pokrovsk was destroyed. Burned-out vehicles now mark the failed assault attempt. Russian forces are exploiting heavy fog and poor weather to push light vehicles into southern Pokrovsk. Ukrainian sources confirm the conditions are hampering drone operations, making it harder to spot and strike Russian movements. The front line around Pokrovsk has shifted into a brutal, fog-cloaked struggle as Russian forces press deeper into the city's outskirts. Under cover of heavy mist and limited visibility, they're advancing using unexpected tactics. Motorbikes, fast-moving small vehicles, and infantry teams, designed to evade Ukrainian drone surveillance and artillery strikes. Inside the city, Ukrainian units report fierce close-quarters fighting in residential zones and key transport hubs. Supply lines are still claimed to be open, but defenders describe them as thin and fragile, with every movement under threat. Russian units, for their part, claim to have captured multiple sectors to the south and west of the city, and are attempting to cut off the city's remaining lifelines. The strategic value of Pokrovsk means both sides understand what's at stake. For Kyiv, holding the city maintains a vital logistics corridor in Donetsk, anchors its eastern defense line, and prevents a deeper Russian thrust into the region. For Moscow, capturing it would both deliver a symbolic blow and open the way for further advances toward Ukrainian territory. As things stand now, the battle is still undecided. But the pressure is mounting. The weather complicates operations for both sides, and every passing hour tilts the balance. The Ukrainian Defense Forces have struck the Russian Stavrolen petrochemical plant and a Russian ammunition depot in the Donetsk region. The General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine reported the attacks on social media, stating they were aimed at weakening the industrial and military capabilities of Russia. On the night of November 12th, several long-range Ukrainian drones reached the Stavrolen plant in Budyonovsk, Stavropol Krai. The plant produces a range of products used in Russia's defense industry. The deep strike units of the Ukrainian Special Operations Forces executed the strikes. Numerous explosions and a fire were reported in the target area. Meanwhile, local authorities report a fire caused by falling debris. The full extent of the damage is still being assessed. According to the military, the plant operates a complete hydrocarbon processing cycle and produces polymers used for composite materials, structural parts, seals, and insulation for various types of Russian military equipment. Among other products, it also manufactures drone components. A previous strike by Ukrainian drones on this Russian facility took place on October 29th, when a fire also broke out on the site. In addition, to reduce the offensive capabilities of the Russian invasion army, an ammunition depot was struck in the temporarily occupied settlement of Novy Svit in the Donetsk region. The target was hit, and explosions were recorded. The extent of the damage is being clarified, the General Staff reported. On Tuesday, November 11th, Ukrainian long-range drones struck the Russian Orsk-Nefteorg-Zintez oil refinery, located in the Orenburg region. Russian forces showing their losses in Vovchansk, while their command tries to invent stories about the full capture of the city.
Drive to Volchansk calmly, they said.
Here is the condition of our UAZ.
Drones everywhere. It seems quieter now. We should get out of here.
They're asking how Volchansk was taken? Not at all. That's how it is. We're carrying our brother in turns, a real assault trooper. He did his job to the end, didn't retreat, couldn't make it out. God bless, may he be remembered.
Russia starts shutting down mobile internet. Until the end of the war, Ulyanovsk is the first. In many districts of Ulyanovsk and several nearby towns, mobile internet has been unavailable for over a week. Unlike previous restrictions, this shutdown is not related to air raid alerts. It has been introduced permanently. Local outlet Bez Formata reports The reason is a decision by federal authorities to expand security zones around strategic facilities in an effort to counter attacks by Ukrainian kamikaze drones. The restrictions apply across all of Russia, and regional authorities have no power to change them. According to Oleg Yagfarov, Minister of Digital Development, the duration of the restrictions has not been set. They will remain in effect until the end of the war. Residential areas, social institutions, and office buildings have fallen within the blackout zone. Due to state secrecy, maps of the affected areas are not published. For many residents, this means losing their only way to access the internet. To partially offset the losses, white lists of websites have been introduced. These sites are supposed to remain accessible even within the blind zones. The list includes Gosuslugi, Yandex, Vkontakte, Ozone, Wildberries, and others. Denmark has announced its 28th military aid package for Ukraine, totaling 1.4 billion Danish kroner, according to the Danish Ministry of Defense. The package includes 100 million Danish kroner in additional funding for the production of weapons in Ukraine under the so-called Danish model. Denmark will also provide over DKK 370 million to purchase American-made weapons for Ukraine through the Pearl Initiative. In addition, DKK 80 million will be allocated to fuel to be procured through the NATO Support and Procurement Agency. It is noted that this funding will provide the Ukrainian Defense Forces with the necessary weaponry in the coming months. Thanks to this aid package, we will provide Ukraine with a range of decisive combat capabilities in the coming months through the Danish model and the Pearl Initiative, Danish Defense Minister Troels Lund Poulsen shared. The ministry recalled that Denmark, together with Sweden and Norway, financed one of the first two arms packages through the Pearl mechanism in August 2025, which included Patriot air defense system missiles. Denmark announced the allocation of the previous military aid package to Ukraine in September. It includes support for the Navy, armored vehicles, and military training. Foreign Minister of Poland, Radosław Sikorski. You know, we will eat grass rather than become a Russian colony again, he said.
We think that if Putin succeeded in conquering Ukraine, we would be next. And it's happened before. Which is why we've been spending a solid 2% of GDP on defense for 20 years, and we're now spending 4.7% of GDP.
And the public are fine with that. They understand that and they get that.
It's amusing when my colleague, the finance minister, attends his meetings, his equivalents ask him, how do you manage to have such a huge... And he says, well, I'd be eviscerated if I didn't. We will eat grass rather than become a Russian colony again.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. He's doing the job every day.